Hi there. We've been so fortunate in the last 8 days to have Walia, our guide at Flatdogs Camp in South Luangwa, Zambia. We met him last year, actually about 11 months ago when we were at Flatdogs. And when we came back this time, we asked for him, and fortunately he was available. This guy is really one of the top, if not the top, guide in Zambia. He's just wonderful. He makes our trip so rewarding with his knowledge, his experience, his training, his insight. It really makes your experience just over the top good. It just tells you how important having a good guide is. We've had guides that are not good, we've had guides that are very good, and then we have Walia, who's way off the chart as far as good. He seems to know where the animals are. South Luangwa is like 9,000 square kilometers in size, so it's really hard finding a needle in a haystack or a leopard in a bush. So we were able to find them, and he's just wonderful. So if you're ever going to South Luangwa, Zambia, I would recommend you ask for him. South Luangwa is a beautiful place. It's probably the most beautiful setting for a safari experience anywhere. And Flatdogs is a wonderful camp, wonderful food and housing, the accommodations, the owners, Jess and Paulo and Adrian, are just terrific. So I would certainly recommend you come here and experience what we experienced. You can book directly through Flatdogs, or what we prefer to do is go through African Budget Safaris. Claire at African Budget Safaris, she'll take care of you 100%, make sure you get the best experience. So anyway, I want to introduce you to Walia, our superb guide, and he's going to talk a little bit about himself. Shelley will do the interview, so I hope you enjoy. And if you have any questions about Zambia or traveling anywhere in Africa, please give us a call. Our number's on our website. We'd be glad to walk you through some of our experiences. And as far as YouTube, please subscribe and share. We'd love other people to join us in our adventures. So have a nice time, and watch the video and look up the Traveling Sisters Adventures, and enjoy.
Hi there, this is our guide Walia in the South Luangwa area, and I want to know the number one question: what do you enjoy most about being a guide?
Well, I love meeting different people from all over the world and sharing, what we have here with everyone. And I learn a lot from, people from all over across the world. So, yeah.
Wonderful. How long have you been a guide?
This is my year number 13.
13?
Yes.
Goodness.
So 2 years in driving, guiding, and then 11 years in walking, guiding.
Wow, wonderful.
Yeah.
Have you been a guide in any other national park, or is South Luangwa it for you?
Well, honestly speaking, I don't need to be a guide in any other national park because this is the best.
It is the best. I agree with you, for sure.
I would guide in other national parks, but this is very convenient for me because I have my family here, kids, my wife, so it's nice with Flatdogs. I can drive home and camp in 10 minutes time, and that's all.
Oh,
so
wonderful.
That's great.
Yes, it is.
But I love other national parks like Lower Zambezi, Kafue, and Kruger National Parks. Yeah.
And I hear you're going up to the Masai Mara in Kenya for your vacation in a few weeks. That's exciting. Looking forward to it?
Very much exciting. I'm so much excited. Yeah, I would really love to see what people have been talking about, and especially hear a lot about the Maasai people, that they are kind of like a unique culture. So would love to experience that.
It's fun. You're going to love it.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
well, thank you very much. Appreciate the time, and we will get on our way in just a few. Thanks so much.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Hi again. We had a few more questions for our guide, Walia. And so he agreed to another interview. So here we go. What is the most difficult animal to find, and which one is the most rewarding?
Hello again. Um, yes, well, I think a lot of animals, I would say, are pretty difficult to find. But the most difficult one is those animals that, you know, sometimes they wouldn't give you the cues or any sort of signal that they are around. They would be the most difficult ones to find. I wouldn't say which one in particular, but of course, you know, there will be animals like aardvarks, pangolins. Those ones will try and beat the predation, and they will come out when everyone is out of the pack. So I would say that those ones would be particularly difficult to find.
All right, so what is the most rewarding animal that you've seen?
I think the leopard is the most rewarding to me. Um, I think a lot of people like the leopard, and how you get to find them. Most of the time, you get the cues from the surroundings. So that will be baboons, guinea fowls, monkeys, and other birds. So they'll give you the signs, and you definitely tell that that will be the leopard. And you just drive around the corner, or you walk around the corner, hear the leopard shows. So it feels so good.
And of course, that's my favorite animal, so
Oh,
that
lovely.
makes me happy.
Lovely.
All right, what harrowing experience have you had as a guide?
Hmm. I've had quite a few of those. Um, but I do remember when I was doing a walking safari um, with 3 guests, and then we were walking in the dry season. So in the area where there was hippos, and we came across this hippo that was lying in the mud, and he kind of like smeared all over his body, so he looked like all just part of mud, and it was in a furrow. So we were walking, and we were just about 15 meters away, and we didn't know it was there, so we just saw it standing up and walking, running towards us, because we were between the hippo and the water. And so the hippo was always running towards the water, and we didn't know that it was going towards the water. Only when, you know, he just walked past us, actually ran past us, and that's when we realized that it was going to the water. But then it was quite you know, intense, because we didn't know what to do, so we had to walk out of its path, and then it just ran past. Otherwise that was quite scary.
All right,
Yeah,
but you were safe, and that's good. And
we
you
were
kept your
very
guests
safe.
safe.
Yes, absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
good. All right.
Yeah.
And as far as guests are concerned, have you had experiences with someone that is really memorable to you? Not necessarily someone famous, but certainly someone that you think of as interesting or fun or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, well, I think quite a few number of clients I've had on board. They've had the different attitude, and they've had, you know, I've had fun, all lots of different fun in different ways. But I will say one or two, if you can allow me. I think I do remember 4 years ago, I met the astronaut, the medical astronaut. So he stayed in the International Space Station for 6 months. So they were doing the medical, you know, research, and then he came on the holiday with his family, and so he told me that I should find a nice place where we would, you know, we would see the International Space Station showing up, and then he gave me the coordinates. So we went there, and then we found this spot, and then, you know, in a few minutes time the ISS showed up, and then we all, you know, marveled at it. So I found that quite memorable and very interesting,
Oh,
you know,
fantastic.
people to see. You know, some people on game drive, you know, you and the walking safari in particular. So I met these 3 women. So we kind of like instructed them that they should wear the neutral clothing on safari, on the walking safari. So you know, they did put the neutral clothing outside, but inside it was completely white. So we were walking, and then the sun was around 8 a.m. in the morning. By that time here it's very hot. So I just saw that they took off their outside layer and then they remained with a brighter cloth, which is a white one. So we walked anyway and we came across a herd of buffaloes. So so they said like, we said, oh wow, those buffaloes are quite close. So they were like, oh, so are they going to get us? And then we said yes, because you wearing the bright cloth. So what did they do? They took off their t-shirts, the top, and then they remained with their blahs. And they had to, stamp on them in the dust so that they could, blend in and they could put on. And then I was like, well, suppose we didn't mean that you should do that, just be, and we're just going to walk away from the herd of buffaloes. We're going to be fine. I found that to be very, very, very funny, but also interesting. But anyway, it's one of those experiences that you get in the bush.
Great. Well, thank you so much for the interview. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
And we look forward to the next time we come and visit, and we will have you as our guide again.
You're very much welcome, and it is always my pleasure to have you.
Wonderful.
And
Thank you.
say hello to everyone out there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.